Have you been keeping up with the latest drama at Ferrari? Let me tell you, the tension between Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc has hit an all-time high over the Las Vegas Grand Prix. If you thought the battle on the track was intense, wait until you hear what happened behind the scenes. Leclerc was visibly frustrated after finishing fourth, just 3 seconds behind Sainz, who claimed the final podium spot. During his cool-down lap, Leclerc didn't hold back, lashing out over the radio about the team's strategy or, in his view, the lack of it. Can you blame him? He started strong, even challenging the race leader George Russell early on, only to see his race strategy unravel due to premature pit stops and tyre issues. And guess what? The frustration wasn't just about missing the podium. It was about team orders. Ferrari had asked Sainz to stay behind Leclerc earlier in the race, but when the roles were reversed, Sainz made his move anyway. The result? A furious Leclerc hinting that these instructions might have been better delivered in Spanish. Ouch, right? Now, let me ask you, do you think Sainz was justified in defying team orders? Or was Leclerc right to be upset? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know where you stand on this. By the way, if you're enjoying the deep dive into F1's hottest rivalries, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Every subscription gets us closer to our goal of 1,000 subscribers, and your support means the world to us as we look closer. This is not just a one-off incident. It's part of a much bigger story about the growing cracks in Ferrari's teamwork. And trust me, it's only going to get more intriguing from here. Let's dig deeper into what really went down during the race, because this wasn't just a simple case of frustration, it was a full-blown clash of egos. Picture this, you're in the middle of an intense Grand Prix, fighting for every inch of the track. Ferrari's pit wall tells Leclerc to let Sainz through earlier in the race, and he complies, even though it costs him valuable time. Then, near the end, the tables turn. This time, Sainz is asked to hold position behind Leclerc, but instead, he goes for the overtake. What would you do if you were in Leclerc's shoes? Stay silent, or speak your mind, just like he did. Leclerc's frustration boiled over when he sarcastically told his race engineer, "Maybe you should have said that in Spanish," a jab that made it clear how upset he was about the situation. Honestly, it's moments like these that make F1 so electrifying. You're not just watching cars go around a track, you're seeing raw emotions, intense rivalries, and split-second decisions that can change everything. But let's flip the coin. Sainz wasn't exactly thrilled either. He later admitted he didn't like handling disagreements through the media or over the radio, preferring to settle things behind closed doors. Do you think that's the right approach, or does transparency with the fans make it more exciting? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious about your take. Oh, and speaking of exciting, if you're loving this behind-the-scenes breakdown, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss a single update as we uncover more F1 drama. Every new subscriber takes us one step closer to our goal of 1,000. Let's make it happen. Now, as the dust settled in Las Vegas, one thing became crystal clear. This wasn't just about strategy or team orders. It was about trust, and right now, Ferrari's drivers seem to have very little of it between them. So, what happens when trust starts to crumble within a team? At Ferrari, the fallout has been impossible to ignore. The Las Vegas incident wasn't an isolated case. It was just the latest in a string of tense moments between Sainz and Leclerc. These two drivers, once seen as a promising duo for Ferrari's future, are now locked in a rivalry that threatens to derail the team's progress. Think back to earlier races, like the Brazilian Grand Prix, where tempers flared over strategy calls and position swaps. These moments have highlighted a recurring problem. Ferrari seems unable to manage its drivers effectively when it counts. Instead of working together to maximize the team's results, Sainz and Leclerc are clashing more and more, and it's costing them. Leclerc hasn't been shy about voicing his frustrations, especially after Vegas. He's openly questioned Ferrari's ability to stick to their pre-race agreements, saying, "I'm always the only one who respects those agreements." Ouch. Can you imagine the tension in the Ferrari garage after a statement like that? And Leclerc didn't stop there. He made it clear he's done holding back, promising to focus solely on his own interests moving forward. For a team that prides itself on its rich history and unity, this isn't a great look. Now, let's talk about Sainz. While he's taken a calmer, more diplomatic approach, he's also made it clear he's not happy. The pit stop miscommunication in Vegas was a prime example. Left waiting 4 fresh tyres that weren't ready, Sainz lost precious time, and yet he still managed to fend off Leclerc for 3rd place. It's impressive, sure, but it also speaks volumes about the state of Ferrari's operations. If they can't even get their pit stops right, how can they hope to manage the fiery personalities of their drivers? Here's a question for you. With 2 races left, should Ferrari enforce stricter team orders to avoid more chaos? Or should they let Sainz and Leclerc fight it out on track? Drop your vote in the comments. Let's see where you stand. If you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to keep up with the latest F1 news and drama. Your support is helping us get closer to that 1,000 subscriber milestone, so thank you. Alright, let's talk about the bigger picture. Here, Ferrari's battle with McLaren in the Constructors' Championship. With only 2 races left and a slim 24-point gap to close, Ferrari is under immense pressure to deliver flawless performances. But here's the catch. Can they really achieve that when their drivers are at odds with each other? In Las Vegas, Ferrari managed to score 27 points, thanks to Sainz's 3rd place finish and Leclerc's 4th. Meanwhile, McLaren only added 15 points to their tally. This gave Ferrari a glimmer of hope, but they can't afford any slip-ups now. Every decision, every pit stop, and every lap will count. Yet, how can a team focus on perfection when internal dynamics are so volatile? Let's not forget that Sainz is racing with a foot out the door. With his impending move to a new team in 2025, Sainz might prioritize his personal goals over the team's interests. After all, who wouldn't want to leave Ferrari on a high note? Meanwhile, Leclerc has his eyes set on catching Lando Norris in the Drivers' Championship, adding another layer of complexity to Ferrari's strategy. So, here's the dilemma. Should Ferrari prioritize the Constructors' Championship and enforce strict team orders, or let their drivers race freely and risk further tension? Let me know what you think in the comments. This is a debate worth having. And hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown of Ferrari's high-stakes battle, now's the perfect time to subscribe to our channel and enable notifications. We're on a mission to hit 1,000 subscribers, and your support makes all the difference. Plus, you won't miss any of the latest F1 updates. It's a win-win. Looking ahead, Ferrari has not only the Constructors' title to worry about, but also an even bigger challenge, managing what comes next. With Lewis Hamilton joining the team next season, the dynamics are about to get even more complicated. How will Leclerc handle sharing a garage with a 7-time world champion? And what does that mean for Ferrari's future? Now, let's fast forward to what's just around the corner. The arrival of Lewis Hamilton at Ferrari. If you thought the tension between Sainz and Leclerc was intense, imagine adding a 7-time world champion into the mix. Next season, Leclerc won't just be battling his rivals on the track, he'll also have to contend with one of the most decorated drivers in F1 history as his teammate. Ferrari has insisted that there won't be an official number 1 driver next season, but let's be real, Hamilton's experience and reputation will naturally carry weight. Many fans believe he might receive priority when it comes to upgrades or team orders, especially if he's competing at the front. What do you think? Should Ferrari give Hamilton the edge, or should they treat him and Leclerc as equals? Cast your vote in the comments. I'd love to see where you stand. For Leclerc, this new dynamic presents both a challenge and an opportunity. On one hand, he'll have to prove himself against one of the greatest drivers of all time. On the other, working alongside Hamilton could push him to new heights. In his own words, Leclerc is excited to learn from Hamilton, but also eager to show what I'm capable of. It's a fascinating situation, and one that could define Ferrari's future. But here's the million-dollar question. Can Ferrari manage the fierce competitiveness of two world-class drivers? Or will this lead to even more fireworks in the garage? With tensions already high and the team's history of questionable strategy calls, it's a delicate balance. One misstep, and the whole system could implode. As the season finale approaches, the stakes couldn't be higher. Ferrari needs to close the gap to McLaren, maintain team cohesion, and prepare for the seismic shift coming next year. Can they pull it off? Or are we about to witness one of the most dramatic chapters in Ferrari's storied history? Before you go, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest F1 news. We're so close to reaching 1,000 subscribers. Your support means everything to us. And don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments. How do you see this all playing out?